isang linggo na lang tayo para bumoto sa mga gusto natin maging starters sa 2016 NBA All-Star Game. Sa kasalukuyan, ang starting five ng East ay binubuo nila LeBron James, Paul George, Andre Drummond, Dwayne Wade at Kyrie Irving. Ang West starters naman sa ngayon ay sina Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Stephen Curry at Russell Westbrook. Dapat nga ba mag-start sa All-Star Game ang 10 ito? O meron pang mas deserving pa? Para sa usapan na yan, kasama natin ang basketball analyst and blogger na si Enzo Flojo. Enzo, welcome back to The Score.
Hey, Pete.
Thank you for coordinating our colors tonight.
Purple,
Hindi natin
purple.
pinag-usapan na. Anyway, okay, 1 week to go for the voting and a lot of their fans have said their piece and they can still vote, by the way.
Yes.
You can vote every day, once a day. And sa nakikita mong initial results, what stands out for you? Let's start with the East. You've got Kyrie, you've got Wade, LeBron, Paul George, and Drummond. Is that satisfactory for you?
Well, the front court for me is a pretty good front court. I take the same front court for my own All-Star 5. Para sa East, no? Paul George, ang ganda ng comeback niya from that injury. He's averaging about 24 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Drummond naman, monster talaga siya this season. 18 points, about 16 rebounds per ball game. Yung Detroit ngayon, I think number 7 in the Eastern Conference. So ang ganda talaga ng pinapakita ni LeBron, of course, should be there.
That's a given. Yep.
Maybe the most no-brainer pick among those 5. Wade and Irving, Wade is doing really well. He's carrying Miami, so no surprise din. Of course, my name recall. Si Irving ako medyo a little iffy. Kasi, he hasn't played a lot so far.
He just came back?
Yes, he just came back. And he hasn't been in superstar, all-star form naman talaga.
Yep, okay.
So if I'm going to be completely honest, I wouldn't mind replacing him with someone else.
Who's the someone else? Would it be Jimmy Butler, who's doing well in the East as well, or Kyle Lowry, who I know is, I think, 3rd right now in the voting for the guards?
Top of mind for me would actually be Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
Kasi yung Chicago Bulls, I think they're about top 4, top 5 in the East right now. And Jimmy
still.
Butler's, for me, their best player this season. He's their leading scorer this season, and he's really taken the leadership mantle for Chicago. And I think he deserves to start for this team. But the thing is, even if he doesn't start, even if it's still Irving by the end of the voting period, I think Butler will get the nod. I think Coach Blatt will probably pick Butler.
I have no doubt. Whoever the coach will be there, whether it's Blatt or anybody else, will put him in there. Paul George, any surprises that he's playing this well right away off that injury season?
Well, for me, yes. So, kasi, we remember the horrendous injury he had, no, breaking his foot, his leg, no. So, itong comeback niya na to, averaging really, really good numbers, it's a welcome, pleasant surprise. Not just for Pacers fans, but for basketball fans in general.
And he's not playing the same position he used to play. So all the more adjusting to a small ball, power forward setup. So ang dami niyang hamon.
A lot of people were, including me, na parang a little iffy, will he be able to adjust to being a front court player? And so far, he's been able to do that. He's averaging a near double-double, but still making a lot of plays, assists, and steals as well. So, ang ganda na pinapakita lang ni Paul George.
Carmelo Anthony, not a starter? Or even not an all-star? You think he'd make it naman siguro?
Itong mahirap when you're picking just 5 eh. Kasi the Knicks are doing much better than last year. And Melo's a big part of that. And of course, yung kanyang appeal and star power nandyan. So, I want him to be in the all-star game. But if I'm going to base it on numbers and current performance, parang I can't put him ahead of LeBron, PG, or even Drummond. So, with a heavy heart, kailangan ko siya ilagay or i-hope na kukunin siya sa
bench. On the bench lang siya. Okay, let's shift to the Western Conference naman. Steph Curry leading the way in the voting there, right behind Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
That's the sentimental vote, obviously, for now. No need to explain that really. Pero Steph and Russ right now ba ang dalawang guards sila?
Yes.
This has always been a big debate sa Western Conference. Ang dami nilang guards eh.
Oo, dami talaga.
May Chris Paul,
may James Harden ka pa.
May Damian Lillard. Harden is actually, yes, he is a guard, he's a shooting guard. So, how do you justify that these two, well, it's probably Steph. That's a safe vote. Steph is a safe vote there to be number 1, the reigning MVP, leading the team to where they are now. Pero yung second guard, are you comfortable with Russ?
I am actually very comfortable with Russ. I voted him in as well as a starter because he has 3 triple doubles this season already. He's one big reason that Oklahoma is still a very, very good team in the West. No? So I think he really deserves to be there. Even ahead of Harden, who's picked up of late, but he had a very slow start to the season. Even ahead of the other guys that we mentioned, Tijna. So I think Russell and Curry, that'll be a very explosive, very exciting backcourt to watch for the All-Star Week.
Kobe Bryant, now a shooting forward. Swerte niya. Kasi probably if he wasn't listed as shooting forward, I don't know if he'd still get the sentimental
I'm
vote.
not sure if he's going to make
Diba?
it
To
as
beat
the guard.
out all the guards in the voting. Pero as it is, are you happy that he'll start his last All-Star game?
Well, I'm a little on the fence with Kobe kasi if I'm gonna...
Or would you rather him vote in with the coaches?
Medyo purist ako sa All-Star. Parang gusto ko the best 5.
Kasi this is career recognition. For them, this matters eh.
Oo naman.
Hindi to basta-basta pakit lang eh.
Oo.
It's a career milestone for them.
Parang it'll go on your resume for your entire career. So I'm on the fence with Kobe. I mean, in terms of numbers, he doesn't deserve to be a starter.
Yeah.
But again, this is maybe one of the best, for some people, the second best 2 guard to ever play the game. Although weirdly enough, he's going to be listed as a front court player. No?
Forward,
So does he deserve to be there on his last year in his such a golden career? Sige, pwede na rin. No? I wouldn't mind seeing him start. But in terms of who deserves to be there, I think maybe Draymond Green should have a little bit of consideration. As a
But he's there right
player.
now. Latest count mo Draymond made the top 3 of the front court together with KD. Yung KD no-brainer yun. Pero so let's say fine, let's say may isang slot na kay Kobe. Given yan, the fans are voting in, off the charts. KD is a given. That's a no-brainer. Pero is it Blake Griffin? Is it Draymond Green? Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis? Who amongst them should get that last
for me,
spot?
it's Draymond. It's Draymond. I mean, if you look at the numbers, if you look at the efficiency ratings and all those advanced stats, he's actually not very high. Although he has the most triple doubles this season already. You know. But for me, I think I said this a few weeks ago. Parang for me, if I'm gonna pick the MVP of Golden State right now, it's actually Draymond.
Draymond Green.
I mean, we all know what Steph can do, and he attracts so much attention. But even without Steph, or even with him not on the floor, it's Draymond who's really carrying Golden State.
Right.
And his versatility, ginagawa niya on both ends of the floor. Yung character ng Golden State ngayon, really, I think, yung heart and soul nila, that's Draymond Green.
It's him. So ako rin, without a doubt, I would vote him up there. He deserves to be an all-star. Pero the thing is, he's not your traditional all-star.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hindi siya yung ISO player who'll give you the dunks, who'll give you the three-pointers. He's a team system role player who really excels in everything he does. Pero nakakatuwa din that the fans are recognizing that now.
Yeah, parang nagmamature yung pagpili ng fans. Hindi lang yung mga high flyers, hindi lang yung mga three-point shooters. They recognize contribution.
Correct.
And si Draymond Green, napaka-heavy ng contribution. And even if he's not the highest flyer, I mean, he's a very emotional player. You can probably expect him to play hard on both ends in the All-Star game, maybe ruffle a few feathers. That's still gonna make for good entertainment.
Now, given that tone of conversation, itong weird, may possibility na yung number 2 team sa buong liga at sa Western Conference, San Antonio Spurs, may possibility na wala ni isa silang starter.
Yun lang, no? That's gonna be a sad thing if that happens. Although, I'm banking on Kawhi Leonard to make it.
Makahabol. Sino papalitan na dun?
Yun lang. I'm not sure if he's gonna... I don't think he's gonna make the starting 5, but I'm hoping he makes the bench for this season. A lot of people felt, myself included, he should have been an All-Star last season. And I still feel very strongly about that. And that's why I'm really hoping he becomes an All-Star this season.
He stepped up his numbers now,
definitely.
Diba?
So, sana makapasok siya. Kasi kung hindi, I don't see anybody else on that team. LaMarcus, TD, Parker, I don't see anybody else making the All-Star squad.
Well, and they don't care. Coach Popovich does not care. He would rather all his guys and him take a rest. But the weird thing is Coach Popovich might have to coach kasi bawal yung back-to-back seasons na yung All-Star coach ay galing sa same team. So, Luke Walton, who is actually really, Steve Kerr on paper, is not going to
coach.
Oh, well. Lastly, we talked about it a bit, but for you, anong advice mo sa mga fans? You have 1 week to go. You have basically 7 votes to go kasi you can vote once a day. How should they vote? Should they just vote for their favorites or should they recognize nga great output and great basketball so far?
Well, like I said, I'm a purist. No? So for me, vote for contribution. Vote for the best players this season. Although, like I said kanina, I'm on the fence with Kobe. Maybe I can give him a pass this season because it's his final season. Okay. So fine. Final
Naka-purple ka man din ngayon.
Final All-Star farewell for the Black Mamba. So okay lang yun.
All right. Well, don't forget, there's so many ways to vote. You can vote on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, except Friendster. Let's leave that to Benji Paras. And then, of course, the NBA app and NBA.com. Enzo Flojo, maraming salamat.
Thanks,
Thank you.